Hey, it's me, Sonia, again. Well, this is supposed to be a secret, but I just can't help keeping it to myself, you know. Well, I ain't loaded or anything of the sort, you know. Just a simple lady living a simple life. Nothing more than what I have now. A roof over my head, food on the table, and clothes on me. A healthy body, mind, and soul. Family I can love, care for, and depend on. But that small bump came into me 3 years ago, and that was magical. That is my dream come true. To spill my beans, I will let my best friend Lynn narrate everything.
Throughout everyday life, we frequently wind up longing for something we don't yet have. For my purposes, that yearning came as a child. Whether it be a kid or a young lady, the craving for a kid consumed me. Notwithstanding having a darling canine whom we esteemed profoundly, the longing for parenthood continued. However much we loved our shaggy companion, there was an intrinsic longing for something else, something remarkably human. A mother's longing for her own seed, tissue of her flesh of her blood, is an inclination like no other. It rises above rationale and reason, driving us to seek after our most profound longings with steady assurance. Thus, the excursion towards life as a parent starts, filled by adoration, trust, and the commitment of new life. It was an excursion loaded up with trust, steadiness, and endless visits to emergency clinics across various urban communities. For 4 long years, I had set myself up both intellectually and actually for the chance of parenthood. Each time the experimental outcomes returned negative, my heart sank somewhat more profound. However, I wouldn't surrender. Then, at that point, at some point, all of a sudden the news I had been yearning to hear at long last shone up. Notwithstanding the adverse outcome from the home test simply the other day, the specialist demanded a blood test. What's more, to our absolute satisfaction and skepticism, the outcomes showed that I was to be sure pregnant. The happiness my better half and I felt at that time was unbelievable.
Excuse me, boss. You have a text message.
Hello, this is Dr. Michael. Am I speaking with John Paul?
That's right.
Mr. Kuwarnu, I would like to let you know that you are going to become a father.
What?
Maybe every one of the battles and difficulties we had confronted had driven us to this phenomenal second. Yet the excursion was not even close to finished. The pregnancy brought its own arrangement of difficulties. For the initial 3 months, I needed to get through everyday infusions to guarantee the security of our valuable child. My paunch expanded as time passes, making even the least complex errands a battle. However, every distress was worth it for the marvel developing inside me. I said thanks to God consistently for gifting me with the opportunity to encounter parenthood. Dissimilar to numerous eager moms, I was saved from the wretchedness of morning ailment. I had the option to convey my child effortlessly and go on with my day-to-day, everyday practice. Furthermore, when the opportunity arrived for her appearance, a smooth C-segment invited our little girl into the world. She was amazing all around, with long legs and arms that appeared to extend for a significant distance. Amidst our euphoria, my significant other, and I couldn't resist the opportunity to poke a fun at her Marfanoid appearance during her most memorable week. Much to our dismay, our chuckling would before long go to humiliation when we took her to a pediatrician, just to be consoled that she was essentially solid and may very well become taller than most. As the years passed, our little girl developed into a dynamic and lively kid. At 3 years of age, she overshadowed different kids her age. Her inquisitive nature matched exclusively by her endless energy. Notwithstanding her devilish jokes, she actually looked for solace in my arms, particularly at sleep time when she would grip to me until she floated off to rest. At the point when she would rather not study, she would hop on me and embrace me. She would call me 100 times each day to stand out enough to be noticed. However, when I attempted to work, she could likewise be a heavenly messenger and attempted to peruse without help from anyone else with contact and talk pen. Her adoration for narrating an experience exceeded all rational limitations, with her #1 animation characters turning into her steady friends. From Elsa and Moana to Daniel, Tiger, and Elmo, she drenched herself in their reality with faithful excitement. What's more, her freshly discovered love for inquisitive George simply added to her steadily developing rundown of interests. However, she still couldn't seem to become amazing at perusing. Her capacity to retain whole books from Raz AAC astonished me. Her energy for learning and investigating her general surroundings filled me with satisfaction consistently. Furthermore, even as she left on her excursion as a kid model, confronting difficulties and deterrents en route, I promised to help her in seeking after her fantasies, regardless. Eventually, I understood that it wasn't simply me who had been picked. It was us, my little girl and me, who had selected one another. What's more, through her, I found the genuine significance of parenthood. An excursion loaded up with adoration, giggling, and perpetual appreciation for the supernatural occurrence that is my little girl.